I know for a fact, 100% fact, that if I mess up, she's gonna kill me. Oh, Lizzie. Oh, Lizzie, my crazy girlfriend. In the morning, it all seemed even more unbelievable. John sleepwalked through his routine, half certain that he would find out it had all been a dream. But when he arrived at school, he found Lizzie waiting for him by the school entrance. She looked like she had been waiting there the entire night. When she saw him, her face lit up. John, you're finally here. I've been waiting so long. Good morning. Yes, it's a wonderful morning. I spent so long too nervous to talk to you, afraid that you would hate me. But we had such a nice talk. Now I'm barely nervous at all. Did she wait all night for me? But my heart still goes crazy every time you get near, John. ... Isn't that horrible that we have to be in different classes? Lovers shouldn't be separated like this. Will you eat lunch with me today? Please? Won't you? She could sound so adorable. Normally, he'd be happy to have a girl like this ask him to eat lunch together, but... Sure. On the roof again? No, there might be unkind people there, and you might feel sad again. No, I have the perfect place. Where is it? It's a secret. I'll show you at lunchtime. He really wasn't sure how he felt about that. See, one thing I like about John is John kind of has realistic reactions. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I know you're crazy. And I don't know how I feel about that. She gonna take me down to the basement? Oh boy. For once, John had something to look forward to. Or dread, he wasn't sure. The minutes seemed to crawl by until it's finally lunchtime. When he went looking for Lizzie, he discovered that she was waiting behind him, completely silent, watching him. She's so sneaky. Hi, Lizzie. Let's go. We don't need to go to the cafeteria, this way. Oh, out in the woods. She practically dragged him away from the school and into one of the paths in the nearby forest. Soon, they got far enough that they couldn't hear any sounds from the school. Here is perfect. Just perfect. Lizzie's faced away from him, giving him a soft little laugh. Then suddenly she whirled around, thrusting something toward him. A lunchbox. Okay, I knew she wasn't going to stab me yet. Game, you tried. You tried, okay? We haven't gotten to I'm crazy going to kill you yet, because right now, I'm giving her everything she wants, okay? I'm giving her everything she wants. She's not going to stab me yet. Don't even pretend. I worked really hard on this. You have to eat it. You have to. Okay. Thanks, Lizzie. She gave a little squeal and promptly sat down on a small rock. It seemed she had a second lunchbox of her own, but she kept it on her lap until he opened his. John was braced for a horror show, but to his surprise, it was just normal food. It actually looked pretty good. He took a bite, and it tasted good, too. John realized that Lizzie was staring at him intensely, as if her life was on the line, so he smiled at her. It's really good. Yay! I worked so hard on it. So, do you just want to eat together, or... This is a date, isn't it? We should get to know each other more. I want to know everything about you. Oh, well, I'm nothing special. That's not true. Let me see what to say. Despite himself, John found it easy to talk to her. He was sure he was sounding like an idiot, rambling about stupid, mundane topics, yet she listened to every word with rapt intention. Like, okay, I know for a fact, 100% fact, that if I mess up, she's gonna kill me, or herself. But, do you see what's happening here in the story? Like, it takes this super broken girl, right, to make John feel good. He's so depressed, but her obsession with him, even though it's probably going to get violent, is going so well. It's going so well for him. For now. It was bizarre to have someone actually care about his life. His father never had time. His friends were busy with their own things. Miss Smythe was just listening professionally. But Lizzie really cared. He knew that she wasn't well, that her obsession was probably a sickness. Yet a pathetic part of him didn't care. Was just happy to have someone paying attention to him. Only after talking for so long did he realize that he was talking about himself like a self-centered jerk. She didn't seem to mind, but he still felt guilty. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I can do that sometimes. Oh, don't apologize. I like listening to you talk. It's been pretty boring, though. I mean, you already know a lot about me. I want to know everything about you. I've been watching you for a long time. I know all the facts, but I still don't know everything. I can't see inside your head. That's where the important parts are, but I can't see them. I wish there was a way to crack open your head and see all the thoughts inside. John swallowed uncomfortably. You can always just ask me what I'm thinking, okay? Okay, you're so nice, John. So, Lizzie, tell me about yourself. Oh, there's nothing to tell. I'm not important. I just want to listen to you more. Yes, but if I want to know more about you, don't you want to tell me? Ah, John's so kind. I don't deserve him. So, what about your parents? I live alone now. Neither of my parents wanted me anyway. I'm sure that's not true. They probably just... You don't have to make me feel better. I don't mind. You don't mind that your parents... My father never loved me anyway, and my mother's dead now. Lizzie, did you kill your mom? Did you kill your mom, Lizzie? My parents separated too. They never made it formal, but yeah, they're separated. Mom doesn't like to visit, and Dad is always at work. But it's not like he's not really there. You mean they just leave you alone? How horrible! Oh, John. Oh, John. She's coming to visit now. She's going to be coming in my window because she's know I'm alone. She knows I'm alone. She's coming in. Either that or she's going to take revenge on my parents for, like, you know, abandoning me or whatever in her messed up mind. Yep, she's getting mad about it. How dare they just leave you like that? Clubs. Are you in any after-school clubs? When he wasn't pulling the conversation away from troubling topics, John actually found himself enjoying their talk. Or maybe he was just happy to be talking to someone and actually managing to pay attention to the conversation. He finished every bite of the lunch without thinking about it. Given the way she stared at the last crumbs when he finished them, that was probably a good thing. Too late, it occurred to him that she might have tampered with the lunch. Yet as she stared at him, so pleased that he enjoyed it, John couldn't believe that she would do anything bad to him. As soon as he had that thought, he removed the tree and shivered involuntarily. She'll never hurt me. Yeah, right, John. Better look out, John. She's going to become more obsessed. But you know what? I mean, that's cool, John. I mean, you got nothing else to do. Man, shoot. John, look, you're a dead man walking, all right? At least hit that before you die. Just hit it before you die, John. Because you dead. You're already dead. He's already dead. Omayo Elmo Shindaru right here. Nani. Ching, 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 already dead. After school, John had barely gotten out the door when he spotted Lizzie following him. It seemed as though she was stalking him at first, but when he made eye contact, she gave him a sweet smile and skipped forward. John, let's walk home together. Do we live in the same direction? No, but don't worry. I'll walk back to my house later. John, she lives alone. See her house and see how crazy she really is. See if she's got, like, skinned people in her house or something. Which means she did know where he lived. You really need to be more cautious. Maybe we could do something else. You remember our promise? Yes. Getting messing in therapy has really helped me a lot. I hope it'll help you too. Now, I think the easiest thing to do would take you to Miss Scythe. She could... No, I hate her. She's awful and she wants to take you away from me. Wait a second now. That's not true. She just wants to help. John's too nice. He can't see what kind of person she is. I have to protect him. Whoa, Lizzie, wait. Calm down. If you don't want to talk to Miss Smythe, we can do something else, all right? Okay. So, I still like how John, like, reads the situation and is like, whoa, hang on a minute. Don't go kill her. Any other main character would be like, what does she mean? What's going to happen? And it would cut to the next scene and the next day that she'll be dead. She's probably going to kill my parents and the teacher anyway. She's not going to forget the conversation. She's going to think about it. It's probably best not to choose a woman. There has to be a male co-tech pharmacist in town. Maybe one that of them could prescribe something. But he really wasn't sure how that worked. He had been counting on Miss Smythe to guide the process, but now he'd have to figure it out himself. Lizzie, I need to do a little research first. Is that okay? Okay, I'll follow you. Maybe it would be easier if I did it myself. No, I don't like that idea. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? You can bring another lunch. Okay, see you tomorrow, John. He hoped that medication would help her stabilize. After all, she'd be cute if... Why exactly was he doing this? He had told himself it was to help her and make sure no one got hurt, but now he is hoping she could become normal and stay with him. Pathetic. He couldn't get a girlfriend normally, and so he had to take advantage of some poor girl's obsession. For now, it didn't matter. She really did need help, and he might be able to give it to her. Or help may be able to get her to it. He may be able to give it to her, you know? Oh yeah, it was just a question of how. The best way is probably to ask for advice, either from Mrs. Smythe or a pharmacist. Don't go see your counselor anymore. That's over with. He could try to research some himself, though he doubted he'd be any good at it. And he supposed it couldn't hurt to ask her if she was taking anything else or had allergies or something. Damn, he should have done that earlier. Now it's too late. Wait a minute. John realized that she was still following him. He shouldn't have been surprised. Okay, so asking her was still an option. But he only had so much time before he had to get home and do his schoolwork, so he needed to choose carefully. Oh, man. Oh, man. Save. What do we do? Talk to Miss Smythe. Bad idea. She already said heck no. Okay? Talk to a pharmacist. The pharmacist is probably going to recommend we talk to a psychiatrist. Research in the library. Talk to Lizzie. Or just go home early. Lizzie. John walked along the street until he was sure that Lizzie was slinking after him. Then he turned and waved. She waved back. Hi, John. Did you change your mind? Can we go home together? No, I just wanted to check with you. Are you taking any medication right now? Have you had any bad reactions in the past? Oh, no, I've never taken anything. My mother always took too many drugs. It scared me when I was little. I see. Are you sure you're really all right taking medication now, then? Oh, John is so considerate. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I see you take your medicine every day. I see you take your medicine every day and try to get better. I want to be like you. All right. Does that mean that she watches me at home? Or that she sees me at school take it? All right, we'll see where this goes. Okay, good. I hope it'll help. I'll take anything you give me, John. Yes, you will. Stepping out into the street, John glanced at his watch and decided he had some time to research his options. Okay. So I still got choices. All right, let's go to the pharmacist. John explored the part of town where he thought he remembered a Koei-Tech pharmacy, and turned out his memory was right. It was staffed by a male pharmacist. The middle-aged man gave him a nod and listened patiently enough as John prescribed Lindsay's symptoms without mentioning her directly. I'd recommend Paxitine or Cerazine. Either one could... No, that's not enough. Excuse me, young man, I'm on Paxitine. This isn't that simple of a problem. I'm worried she might hurt someone. I see. Is there something you should tell me, young man? No, I just want to help. I wish someone had made me get some help earlier, but I want to be that person for her. If the condition is serious, I have two suggestions. You need a blood test to prescribe either one, though. What do you suggest? Either Nilazine or Yondaquil. That Yondaquil. We'll get on that Yondaquil, guys. That Yandere quill. Straight knock them out. If you're a Yandere, go straight to sleep. Flu-like symptoms, it'll take care of it. Not only is the better if the problem is mental, Yondaquil if the problem is emotional. Unfortunately, it was probably both. Thanks for letting me know about those. I'll see if I can't convince her. Not many people your age would do so much for a troubled classmate. You're a good kid. Strangely, the man's words actually made John feel better. Maybe he really was doing the right thing with all this. Oh, no. Oh, God. Hey, Lizzie. I need some of your blood for a blood test. Here you go, John. Take it all. It was getting late, and John realized he needed to get home quickly if he wanted to have time for his homework. On his way back, he was sure that Lizzie was following him, but he couldn't get a clear look at her. At least, it was only one more day into the weekend. Oh, no, not the weekend. We play Doki Doki Literature Club. We know what happens after the weekend. Friday passed faster than John expected. Lizzie was nearby at all times. They ate lunch together. But things were almost normal. Almost. Just when he started to get comfortable, she would give a giggle that went on for a little too long, or slide a hand towards where she hid the knife, or respond far more enthusiastically than she should. Was it bad of him to think she was really cute despite all that? She could be nice if she wasn't so, well... but John hated it when his friend suggested he could be fun if he wasn't depressed, and the thought left the ugly knot in his stomach. Well, it wasn't long now. Maybe she'd get some real help. He made it through his last class, almost slept through his session with Mrs. Smythe, then headed home. John finished his homework and chores. Oh, man, he went to see Mrs. Smythe anyway? Uh-oh. John finished his homework and chores as fast as he could and went to sleep. Going out in public always drained him, and he wanted to have enough energy for the weekend. He woke up too early, eyes gritty and head... Oh, she's gonna be in the window. A half-remembered dream. John got up to get a drink and happened to glance out the window. Lizzie was standing outside his house with a huge smile on her face. Staring at her for a moment, John groaned and went back to bed. John! Don't leave her out there, man! Okay, the second time he woke up, the sun had already risen. He felt a little better, but not much. Normally he wanted to stay at home all weekend, but he couldn't do that if he wanted to help Lizzie. She was still standing outside his house, in exactly the same place with exactly the same cheerful expression. John brushed his teeth, got dressed, combed his hair. He realized he was acting like he was getting ready for a date. He's not even going to invite her inside or anything? True, he had sort of accepted her confession. John decided he was that was just what he'd have to deal with if he wanted to have a connection with her. Well, at least he was going to go out with a cute girl. He hadn't done that since middle school, and those were childish relationships. Of course, this was the only way he could get a date. Pathetic. What's up, thick girl? How you doing? Got your pearls on? Finishing his preparations, John headed outside. He hadn't noticed from his house, but Lizzie had gotten dressed up for the occasion. He'd never seen her outside her school uniform, and it made him hesitate for a moment. She obviously put effort into making herself look good, and she did. It would have been nice if not for how it made him worry about the level of importance she was attaching to the day. As soon as Lizzie saw him, her smile became even brighter than it had been while waiting. John, I'm ready! Good morning, Lizzie. How'd you sleep? Did you sleep all right? Oh, I didn't sleep. Let's go! She was practically dragging him down the street, apparently heading to the bus station. Yet instead of looking forward, her gaze was fixed behind her on him. You have a plan, John? This is our first date. It needs to be perfect. What's this music? Oh, hey, hey. Shit, he should have known she'd treat it this way. It wasn't like he hadn't had enough time. He used to be good at planning. What was wrong with him? Other than clinical depression? God, he was such a mess. All right, how do you think? He used to be able to think on his feet. He could do this. I want to deal with medication issues first so the rest of the day can be fun, all right? Sure, whatever you want. If we get a blood test, we'll need to wait a while. I was thinking we could get the test first, then eat breakfast, then get the results. That should give us the rest of the day. That's such a great plan. Let's hurry. John was glad to hear her respond so happily, but wondered if she would have said no. She would have said that no matter what he told her. They took a bus across town to the furthest pharmacy and ordered a standard Coatex sampling. He'd been nervous that Lizzie might react poorly to the needle, but she just smiled sweetly. Oh. Why, he took a bit of her blood and hopped back up. She didn't mind at all. Well, she didn't freaking freak out about it. Awesome. Look, the bandit has little kittens on it. It's so cute. You want something to eat now, then? Yes. They walked to the nearby bakery, and he bought them a pair of pastries. One of the only advantages of his workaholic father was that at least he had a decent amount of spending money. Lizzie held hers in both hands and began cheerfully nibbling at the end of it. Ooh, yeah, girl. She stared at him while she was doing it, but otherwise she looked ordinarily cute instead of scarily cute. Num, num, num. I didn't know you could act silly. Hee hee. I don't hear you laugh very often. You usually look so sad. That makes me sad too. And like that, his good mood crumpled. I know, I'm always ruining everything. I don't know why anyone stays near me when I No! Lizzie took his pastry and stuffed it in his mouth to shut him up. You're not depressing at all, John. Just being around you makes me feel warm inside. I just want to see you smile more. When you smile, I feel like maybe everything will be all right. His attempt to talk around the pastry made Lizzie giggle, which made him laugh, which just set off a vicious cycle. After a fit of coughing, he had lost half his pastry but regained his good mood. It had been a long time since an emotional downturn hadn't sent him sprawling towards depression. Lizzie grinned at him and he smiled back at her. All at once, he felt guilty for trying to convince her to take medication. Who was he to tell her what to do? Worse, was he manipulating her obsession like this? It was only to help her, but did that make it any better? The thoughts troubled him, but they remained in the back of his mind as he finished eating, talking lightly. But then they were finished. It had been a while since the test. It's time to go back. Let's go get the results, okay? Will John think differently about me? No, I just want to find a way to help you, okay? Okay, she answered cheerfully, but something in the lightheartedness they had shared was gone, and it wasn't coming back. Swallowing, John steeled himself and walked back to the pharmacy. Lizzie slowed near the entrance, then shuffled backwards. I'll stay here. You can bring me what I need, okay? Okay, no problem. Inside, he found the pharmacist writing something on the clipboard. When he spotted John, he immediately frowned. You alone? I suppose that's for the best anyway. We need to talk. Uh-oh. She's already had a test done. She knows where this is going. Something wrong? She's not sick, is she? It isn't that kind of test. It only takes a snapshot of a person's current condition. Is your friend going through a difficult time right now? Well, I mean, maybe a little. These are some extraordinary numbers. Most people only see those briefly, during the worst days of their lives. Whoa! Take care of her until these things pass, all right? She's having the worst day of her life right now? Okay. There's something else I have to ask. It won't be comfortable, but it's necessary. Have you ever gotten any sense that she might hurt herself or anyone else? No, I can't imagine her doing anything like that. The lie was out of his mouth before he even consciously decided to lie. John regretted it immediately, yet now it's too late to contradict himself. The pharmacist grunted and looked over his papers. Well, keep a close eye on her. Even the gentlest person could be capable of violence under conditions like these. Is it really that bad? I thought she seemed better lately. No, there must be some recent trauma she hasn't told you about. I'm certain of it. I mean, someone with numbers like these regularly, they would be completely incurable, insane probably, and definitely a threat to society. All right? Damn. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply anything. I'm sure she'll work through things and go back to normal soon. So, can you prescribe anything? I can give you 2 weeks of Yanderquil or Nilazine that should get her over the rough patch. Just 2 weeks? Can't you prescribe more? Not without a much more extensive evaluation. But like I said, that's all you'll need. I'm sure she'll recover soon. I really should be asking her directly, but in her present condition, I think it'd be safer to bend the rules and let you act like a family member. So which one do you think would be best for her? So if it's emotional, it's Yanderquil. If it's not, it's Nilazine. Isn't, what, Nihilist or something like that? I mean, the Yanderquil sounds like the obvious choice, you know? If it's emotions and it like nulls her emotions out and then she becomes like a mindless killing machine, that'd be terrible. All right, as bad as I want to pick the Yanderquil, I think we're going to go with the Nilazine and see what happens. 2 weeks of Nilazine coming up. Try to help her rest, okay? Yeah, okay. Heading outside, John handed a bag to Lizzie. He had pushed pretty hard to get to this point, but he would never force her to take the medication. His father had used to talk like he didn't have a choice about depression medication, practically threatened to force feed him. John refused to do that to anyone else. But Lizzie didn't make an issue of it all. Smiling at him, she opened the bag, shook out one of the pills, and swallowed it without even taking a drink. She'd given the label a careful look, though. Oh my God. Okay. I hope you can love me now, John. Lizzie, no, I never meant anything like that. Please don't. That didn't taste bad at all. So can we go on with our date now, John? Can't we? He wanted to go back to what she just said, reassure that he meant nothing wrong by it, but the words stuck in his mouth. Maybe on some level he did mean to force her. Maybe he was repeating everything that had been done to him. But with Lizzie smiling at him like that, he couldn't fall too far into depression. Instead, John smiled back and gestured her to follow. Without any great ideas, John thought that they should go to the park. Their town had a pretty nice park, and it was usually empty at this time of day. His friends always said that a movie was the best first date, but he suspected that they mostly wanted to try to cop a feel. Besides, he was worried Lizzie would end up watching him instead of the movie. In the park, Lizzie happily skipped along the paths, often looking back at him, but at least looking at a lot of other things. As he watched, he realized that she was definitely calmer than usual. Her sweet cheerfulness seemed natural, not manic, and she even smiled at people that passed them sometimes. Could it really be the nilazine? With him, the Paxatine had taken weeks to work, and whether or not it actually helped had been really unclear. Then again, Lizzie was her own case. Of course, it took more than drugs to cure a serious condition. He knew that too well. But Mrs. Smythe had said therapy was also an important component to recovery. Hers had certainly helped him a lot. The third main component was social support network, and there he completely failed to take her advice. He spent most of his days alone or in meaningless old relationships. But hey, now he was walking apart with a girl his age. Maybe things were looking up. And for once in his life, things went his way. Lizzie was happy to eat fast food for lunch and didn't even try to feed him anything. Afterward, he was pretty much out of plans and Lizzie didn't want to stop. Fortunately, she was happy to drag him around town to see random things. He was grateful for that. He had spent all of his energy making decisions during the morning. It was easy just to glide along in her wake. And that way, she was a good match for him. When the sun started setting, John was actually surprised. Had the day really passed by that quickly? He could barely drag himself through a lot of the weekends, but this was a welcome change. Uh-oh. Oh, God, here come the friends. Holy shit, is that John? With a girl? Hey, guys. Look at her eyes. Oh, she's not happy about it. Is that the crazy chick you told me about? Oh, yeah, it's definitely her. Are you that desperate, John? Ooh. Given how much of a sad sack he's been lately, I'm pretty sure he is. Do any of you have girlfriends? Oh, it's 3 of them. Okay. You guys talk so much shit. Just leave Lizzie out of it, okay? Oh, fuck you, John. If she wasn't crazy, you could never get a girl as cute as her. She is pretty hot. Class name number 3. She is pretty hot. I don't get why she's with you. Yeah, this really doesn't make any sense. Oh, John, are you going to cry? Better not, or she'll realize how pathetic you are. His positive mood was completely gone. He knew he should check to see how Lizzie was taking the mocking, but it was the most he could do to not fall into the mire of self-hatred. As always, he felt like he should be stronger than this, less emotionally fragile, and that just added to his self-hatred. If it had been anyone else, he might have crashed completely. But he knew these guys, and he was at least familiar with their attitudes. John pulled himself together and faked a smile at them. Sounds like sour grapes to me. You'll all have fun with each other, okay? Come on, Lizzie, let's get out of here. His classmates just scoffed. John considered taking Lindsay by the hand and pulling her away, but worried how she would react. And after a moment of hesitation, it was too late. Listen here, you piece of... Without warning, Lindsay stepped past John directly into classmate's face. He caught a glimpse of her, and she seemed strangely focused. Then he could only see the back of her head. John is a good person. Holy shit, she's practically humping you, you think? You shouldn't say unkind things about good people. Her voice sounded sweet, but his classmates took several steps backwards. John was suddenly very grateful that he couldn't see her face. I've had a nice day. I hope you all have a nice day too. Fuck this, we're out! They scrambled, just barely slow enough that they weren't running away. Lizzie stayed exactly where she'd been standing, entirely still. John wanting to say something, but his mouth was too dry. Let's keep going, okay, John? Sure. But they hadn't gotten far before John realized he couldn't follow up on that. He had just pulled himself together long enough to walk away, but now he had nothing left. It was all too much. He wasn't usually outside in the public this much. And though being with Lizzie wasn't bad, he wasn't stable enough for this much interaction. John, are you okay? I'm tired. I think I need to go home. Is something wrong? Did I do something wrong? He could hear the tremor in her voice. Knew she needed affirmation, but the apathy was choking him up to death. He had no energy for anyone else. No energy for anything but getting back home, curling up and wishing he was dead. Somehow he said goodbye, found a bus, and got all the way back home. The events passed like he was suffocating in gauze, and the world around him too unreal to have any effect. Ugh. Maybe he should have reassured Lizzie, but it didn't matter. He was an idiot for thinking he could help her. Nothing he did mattered. Sunday was a miserable slog through every second. John gave up on accomplishing anything whatsoever and just lay in bed feeling worse about himself. He fell asleep early and woke up the next morning not feeling better. It was impossible after a day wallowing in himself. But suddenly his energy was back. And he needed it, because he hadn't accomplished anything he needed to do over the weekend. He set to work feverishly on Monday's homework. Oh, she dead, yo. By the time he needed to go back to school, his eyes were gritty, and his good mood was gone. But he was ready, high-functioning. John sighed and headed to school. Oh! You're not dead! He hadn't gotten far before without warning. Lizzie was walking beside him. Good morning, John. Morning. Are you all right, Lizzie? I spent yesterday thinking. I've come to some conclusions. So what did you conclude? For such a long time, the most I could imagine was being near you, talking to you. But now I see that's not enough. You have to be protected. I have to do it. Lizzie. What they said to you, it made me so angry I wanted to kill them. Then you'd be safe. Wait, you didn't. No, I didn't. Because you have to be protected from me too. What? Since I took the medicine, I see things differently. I don't like it, but I understand better now. I don't want you to be afraid of me, John. I'll protect you, no matter what. She seems sad, but so sincere. What was he supposed to say to something like that? You don't need to say anything, don't worry. Please don't worry. I'll protect you. That's all I can do. I had a really good time on Saturday. I mean it. I'm glad to see you happy too. John is so kind. Too kind. I'll see you later. Oh, Lizzie. Oh, Lizzie, my crazy girlfriend. Oh, what is she going to do? She rushed away too quickly, leaving John completely uncertain what to think. In some way, she seemed more stable, yet there wasn't a complete comfort. Lizzie was still carrying a knife.